In the past video, things seemed to be going well. I had got a call from my doctor previously. I thought that he was going to tell me that I had more cancer. He rang me back on his day off, told me that I had a blood clot. I needed to get to Brisbane, have another scan to verify whether I had a blood clot or not. And I was preparing to get there. I had the Triplet's birthday on. I'm about to show you a video part of a video that I sent to my sister at some ridiculous wee hour of the morning, like 3 a.m, because I had just been trying to get as much done as I could, but I was just feeling slow and sluggish by the end of the day, and I'd just been doing so much, and I was just going slow. And yeah, I kind of was as ready as I could be, made my way to Brisbane, only to find out that I thought the news was better than I expected, but I found out the news was, in fact, worse than I expected after I'd expected it to be better news. Is that making sense? Anyway, I shall let the story unroll. I'll tell you the story about the day my triplets turned 14 and the day I found that I have had a bit of cancer growing again. It's 3 a.m. I don't know what you are doing tomorrow, but if you did come near my place, I'm giving up now. I have not done well. I have not done well at all, because I've got berries. Jaden wanted berries. I haven't cut a fruit platter up. And if you arrive straight after school and I'm not here, please God, let that not be so. I would just love it if I could just get home and have time to do stuff. 3 in the morning, I've wrapped presents, written in cards, put up a birthday banner, put the presents out. I'm still just trying to clean up here. I have tried to. I just was telling my sister, I sent my sister a little video. So just putting the piano stuff away. I don't know what it is, but this has happened a lot when I try to melt white chocolate. It goes all really weird. I don't know what it is, but when I melt chocolate, it looks well, especially white chocolate, it looks atrocious. And I just threw out the entire bag because I was trying to, anyway, I won't show you because I don't have time. Bottom of that should be white, coated in white chocolate, Oreo truffles. Couldn't do it. Threw it all out because it just goes all hard. But in here, Emmy wanted truffles like you did. In here is half of truffles looking lovely, and then I gave up because it was taking too long. Shouldn't have. If I don't get home, strawberries are for Emmy's cake. That's Wheat Bix Cocoa Bites. I don't normally let them have the Cocoa Bites. Actually, we've never had them before. So that's a special birthday treat that I'll put in the... I'm gonna have to clean that before I go to bed. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, white chocolate. I don't know what it is, but it just won't melt properly and it goes really hard. Then it goes lumpy and then the chocolate bits reform. But yeah, it's just not, maybe I should have done over boiling water rather than in the microwave. I don't know, but it just was not working. The chocolate wasn't even sticking to the Oreo truffles. So rather a failure. Anyway, I'll do what I can do. I have made it to Brisbane. It's rush getting out the house. with the triplets' birthday and giving them their presents. My brother arrived at 7:30. The ideal time to leave would have been 7:45, but I knew that I could probably leave at 8 and be fine. We left at 8 and Greg was stressed. And then I got here and my doctor is stuck in traffic. I think he's coming the other direction. And he's not even going to be here until 10:15. My appointment was at 9:45 and apparently there's another person in front of me. So I've come and got my chai latte and I'm just going to sit I'll sit in the hospital cafe for a little bit before I go and sit in the oncology waiting room. But very nervous about how long today is going to take. I'm just praying I get back in time for the triplets' birthday. Okay, I am just waiting at Queensland X-ray now. I'm booked in at 12. I'm waiting to get my cord accessed though. And yeah, I'll have to update you, but the bad news is there has been cancer progression. So I guess when he said, oh no, it's not cancer, he was meaning it's not cancer. That is why he was needing me here on Monday. It was the possible clot, which really, I don't think it's even written down. It's just they mentioned it to them. But yeah, I'm getting scanned again in 4 weeks to see what's happening there. I'll catch you up in a little bit. Because the triplets' birthday was on, I never kind of got back to tell you what I had been saying in that video, which was basically when I got in to the doctors, he was talking all about the potential blood clot. And in fact, it wasn't even on the scan. The person who writes the report for my scan had mentioned to my clinical trial coordinator that she thought that perhaps a clot was developing, but they decided that they needed to fully investigate that, which is why I had to go to Queensland X-ray and get a scan that day. I did at one stage think that I was going to need to come back the next day and get a scan so that I could go home for the triplets' birthday, which would have been far preferable than missing it. But I was really grateful that I could get in. I neglected to say in that video that luckily for me and my peace of mind, the person who was doing the scan said, oh, there's no clot. So that was really great to hear that right then and there. And I quickly saw my doctor in the hallway when I was getting some medications afterwards, and I let him know, and he's like, yep, no, I thought that it should be fine. And I was like, why did I have to come down on... Anyways, yeah, so that was great. And I got the scan and got back just in time for the triplets' birthday. But the curveball he threw was saying that there had been cancer progression. Because when I had spoken on the phone, I said I was worried about it being cancer. And he said, no, it's nothing to do with that. And I think in the way he was thinking, the reason they were getting me to Brisbane was nothing to do with that. But then when we had the scan review, he said that there's a small spot of cancer that was measuring 6 millimeters, that they weren't even really monitoring, but it had doubled to 12 millimeters. I don't like cancer doubling. And then he said that I've been very sick with influenza, pneumonia before that, just had not had a good streak, and that maybe that had infected it, maybe there was inflammation all around, but he just wanted to continue with the treatment protocol. So that means I'd have 2 more treatments and scan in 4 weeks. So I had just been praying so much that during the 4 weeks I would go from that tumour being 12 millimetres to it being smaller. Because after all, there was another time where it was 1 week in between scans and a 6 millimetre went down to 0. So I'm just like, God, can we do that again, please? So yeah, just hanging in there and just constantly praying for shrinkage, that it will get smaller. And yeah, that's where we're at basically. Oh, I am just about to get some lunch there at the nurse's station, even though I'm not a nurse. No blood clot, yay! But boo to more cancer. Ooh. Coming up the new range. Oh, that's going to slow us down. Yes. Trusty Uncle Greg driving.
Hello.
Almost home for the triplets' birthday. We need to go on top of that bridge to get to our house. You can see all the cranes. They're looking pretty impressive, aren't they? That's the new hospital that they're building in Toowoomba. So we were making our way home. We got home, I think 5 to 3. School finishes at 3 p.m. Jonty was leaving to pick up the children just as I was arriving. So I scurried around, got all the last minute things done. I made the cake for Imogen and had everything ready. She wanted chocolate coated strawberries on it. My sisters were helping with various things. Katrina had made a cake for Toby because he wanted a combination of Milo and caramel. Chocolate, which is a white chocolate mixed with a caramel chocolate. And Mum very kindly offered to Jaden and Toby, but Jaden took up the offer to have a cold rock ice cream cake. So that was his ice cream cake. So that was a little bit of a load off, that I didn't need to make 3 cakes. And they all love their cakes. Jaden and Toby's were both ice cream cakes. They quite often, it's funny, you get into a bit of a pattern. Trent will often ask for caramel cake. Jaden and Toby will often ask for ice cream cakes. It was just a lovely time with the family, including the newlyweds. That was delightful that they turned up. And yeah, it was, I think, a good afternoon for them. And I was just so blessed and felt like it was a real prayer answered, that I could celebrate with them and try to make it as special a day as we possibly could. Bar band.
Fire band on the candles.
Where have you been, Jonty?
At the snow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Toby, Jaden, Imogen. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! 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 Hello. How many breaths did that take, Imi? Lollipop. Whoopsie. Lollipop. Alex and Julene saving Dixie's life.
So what you do, see this, it's got lights.
Not all superheroes wear capes.
Sometimes I do.
Dixie. Got a tick.
I probably got a bit much.
Okay, I'm editing and I always find these little bits that I need to comment on. I got home one day and Roxy was inside looking very proud of herself because she's normally an outside dog. She'd been sent inside because the snake was outside, but luckily Alex had got the snake catcher. They had caught one of those two snakes that had been fighting because they were two males. Unfortunately, a few days later, he found the snake with a female mating. So we still have two snakes around, but trusting that we'll find them. Somebody asked about whether we could kill them. In Australia, they are protected species, so it is preferable to get a snake catcher to find them and then they will relocate them. And you can kill them if it's in self-defense, but we are keeping right away from there, and Alex certainly doesn't feel confident around snakes, and with such a deadly snake, I certainly don't want anyone to go near them until we feel that it's safe, because she is just living under that cement path. So yeah, we stay right away from her area. Daisy's checking out. Roxy is inside because the snake's out on the way to her pen, and she is loving it, except now she's seen the cat, so she's distracted. She kept on looking up. Roxy, yeah. You're looking so happy, aren't you? Okay. Have you noticed? Big bags. I'm really tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I just wanted to tape this video because I'm going down to treatment tomorrow, and I will often edit a video while I'm in the chair. So this is all ready to go now in case there are other patients and I can't narrate and tell you what's going on in between clips. No doubt I've forgotten something, so you might get a shot of me in the chair, who knows. But yeah, it was a big day yesterday. You know, those snakes that were in the last video, well, I'm hoping it wasn't those snakes, but a snake did bite Jaden yesterday. Yes, so he was at the hospital last night. Alex was with him, but I was out somewhere else and was a little bit alarmed to see the family group chat going off about a snake bite, and then realised it was my child. But yeah, it was a warning bite. There was no venom found in him, so he just needed to stay in for 6.5 hourly blood tests, and once they were all cleared, he was free to go home. He didn't get very much sleep last night, so he had a big sleep today instead of going to school. And yeah, he's been as right as rain. So we are just so thankful to God for his protection, and just praying that those snakes that are out in the yard will relocate, and that everybody who is here and around the place stays safe on our farm and on the farm over in Pittsworth, where the rest of the family are residing, because yeah, it's just a bit uncanny that last week Isabella got bit by a snake. This week my son, almost this time last year, my nephew got bit by a snake. So yeah, we just want to really stay safe. Okay, but that's all a little bit of an aside. Who knows, that might come up in a future video. Might see if Jaden will tell his story. Of course, it won't be anywhere near as cute as Isabella's story. But in the meantime, thanks for sharing along with this, and please keep praying that my cancer really does continue to shrink and that it will disappear and be no more one day. Thanks, as always, for watching. Bye. Okay, back at cricket.